Welcome to the April edition of the Tempo Storm Shadowverse Meta Snapshot Breakdown. Whether you are lost in the volatile meta with the latest World Uprooted expansion, or are a new player who wants to try out Shadowverse after watching the anime, we got you covered. The World Uprooted expansion was the most chaotic launch of Shadowverse history, with 3 cards getting nerfed just 2 days after the full release of the expansion. The speed at which the nerf was implemented is unprecedented, but with Machina Forest boasting a 61.2% win rate and a 31.5% overall usage rate, it was a necessary nerf in order for a meta to develop. Discard Dragon, the deck with the next highest win rate, also got clobbered by the nerf bat, with Shipsbane Plesiosaurus's effect losing half of its damage dealt to the enemy leader. The nerf to its key win condition removed the Discard Dragon archetype from active play altogether. Natura al Machinas is arguably the most influential card in this expansion, stealing the spotlight from the flagship character Belphomet. As a card that represents the fusion of the Machina and Natura archetypes of the past several expansions, the top 2 decks of this meta snapshot are able to seamlessly integrate the card and utilize its powerful effect. This meta snapshot breakdown will provide an overview of the top decks, but check out the full Tempo Storm Shadowverse meta snapshot linked in the description below for a complete analysis of the World Uprooted meta, including deck lists. For more meta snapshot breakdowns, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. After being irrelevant to the meta for the past 2 expansions, Bloodcraft claims the top spot of this meta snapshot with the new and improved Machina Blood. Elements of Machina, Natura, and the Evolve archetypes can be found in this deck. The beauty of this deck is that it combines all these archetypes that have defined the Shadowverse meta in the past year. All these synergies not only give this deck a deceivingly high skill ceiling, but also the flexibility to adapt to different game plans. This results in very even matchups against other Tier 1 and 2 decks, with only a slight weakness against Roach Forest. Natura Dragon, the top deck of the last meta snapshot from the previous expansion, takes the 2nd spot of Tier 1 in this month's snapshot. Structurally, the deck shares the same core cards as Natura Dragon from the last expansion. Natura al Machinas has been included into the deck alongside with Steelstorm Dragonute and Changewing Cherub, cards that enable the effects of Natura al Machinas. The deck abandoned the Union Burst package in favor of explosive Natura al Machinas turns and a supercharged Shadow Corrosion. Kuon Rune, previously named Spell Boost Rune, comes in 3rd in Tier 1 this month. The game plan remains the same as before. Play spells to reduce the cost of cards in hand, and create explosive turns one after another. It is one of the few decks that can reliably pressure Al Machinas decks and combo decks such as Natura Rune before they can put together their game plans. While Zealot of Truth has been rotated out, the deck gained a lot of new tools, such as Mystic Absorption for removal, Gabriel Heavenly Voice for the burst potential, and Sorcery in Solidarity, and Daria Infinity Witch for draws. The classic Flame Destroyer is also once again seeing play as a cost-reducible follower with a high stat line that can be difficult for opponents to deal with. At the bottom of Tier 1 is the combo-based Roach Forest. With only Carbuncle, Immortal Jewel, and Ward of Unkilling rotating from the previous iteration, not much has changed in the overall structure. The main addition from the new expansion is Awakened Gaia, which serves as a powerful cost-reducible follower that comes with a powerful removal effect that fits well within the Forestcraft game plan. Harvest Season is a common addition to replace the draw from Ward of Unkilling. Similar to past metas, the top tier decks of the World Uprooted expansion form a cyclical rock-paper-scissors relationship with each other, with Natura Dragon favored against Roach Forest favored against Kuon Rune, and Kuon Rune being favored against Natura Dragon. While Machina Blood is a relatively safe deck to play thanks to its even matchups across the board, the archetype does not possess a significant advantage against other top-tier decks. The high skill ceiling translates to games where the outcome is more determined by player skill and the luck of the draw. In contrast, Natura Dragon, Kuon Rune, and Roach Forest each have more polarized matchups across a wide variety of decks. These are also decks that players from the previous expansion should be experienced with. To gain an advantage in the rotation format, it may be a better choice to utilize the strengths of each top-tier deck and switch based on the latest hourly trends on the ladder. This is especially true for Roach Forest, which is favored against 2 other Tier 1 decks. With the exception of Machina Blood taking the top spot, the rest of Tier 1 ended up being almost identical to our previous meta snapshot. As we have already gone through a major set of balance changes at the start of the expansion, no major balance changes are expected as long as the top decks are keeping each other in check. We are still relatively early in the expansion, and there may still be room for refinement for a lot of decks. Roach Forest may further strengthen itself against Machina Blood and Kuon Rune. Aggressive decks such as Burn Blood may become more refined played and used as a tool against Kuon Rune and Dragoncraft archetypes, although it is not likely to have a significant impact on the meta. Please keep an eye on the Shadowverse section of our website for upcoming in-depth deck guides and the latest deck compilations. Tune in to watch the next Shadowverse Buddy system on Friday, April 24th, and be on the lookout for the full announcement of our first major community tournament happening on the 25th, where the winner gets a trip to watch this year's World Grand Prix in person. Stay healthy and enjoy Shadowverse.